If you depend on lead generation to fuel your business, then you're going to want to hear how Facebook's new lead generation campaign can help you get targeted, qualified leads. And before you roll your eyes at the idea of Facebook ads, because I know they can be hit or miss, stick around to see how this new campaign works, because I believe it will be really beneficial for businesses, especially newer businesses starting out. Now, if you've ever dabbled with Facebook ads in the past and or saw this video, then you're probably used to the old way of setting up Facebook ads. But some things look a little different, and we've been getting lots of questions about it, so we're going to show the updated way to set up a Facebook lead ad campaign right now. So starting with Ads Manager, you'll go to create a new campaign like normal, but you may notice that your campaign objectives look different. If you're not familiar with these yet, I talk about each one at length in this video. Otherwise, for this video, we're going to keep going and click the lead campaign, which it says is good for instant forms, messenger, conversions, and calls. Click continue, and you'll see there's now a new prompt with 2 ways you can set up your lead campaign: the tailored way and the manual way. Let's walk through the manual way first. On this first screen, under the campaign level, you'll need to select a special category if your ads are related to credit, employment, or housing, or about special issues, elections, or politics. Otherwise, you'll want to set up everything else the way that you normally would here, whether you use A/B testing in the campaign level or not, whether you use the Advantage campaign budget feature, etc. On the next screen, under the ad set level, the first section is conversion. Here you can choose the type of leads you want, and this is very important. You want to choose the option that makes the most sense for your business model and sales flow. So choose website if you want to generate leads through your website. Choose instant forms if you want to generate leads via a form that they fill out natively within Facebook. And there are some new ways you can use these instant forms, which we'll talk about in a second. Choose Messenger to generate leads via Facebook Messenger. Choose Instagram to generate leads via Instagram chats. Choose calls if you'd rather generate phone calls from your audience instead of submitted contact information. And choose app if you want to generate leads through your app. So obviously there are certain options here that might make more sense for you than others. If your audience is heavily centered around Instagram, always using it, super savvy with it, then generating leads through casual Instagram chats may be your best route. Or if you have an app that you're trying to push and want to generate leads from, you can choose the app option here, and so on. Otherwise, I think the instant form is probably the most common route business owners are going to take here. So let's take a look at what Facebook says are the new ways to use instant forms. First, it says you can send a PDF as incentive for people to provide info. When you click on that link, it says use instant forms to qualify your leads. When you create an instant form for your lead ad, you can now use lead filtering to refine your leads and focus on the people who are most likely to help you reach your business goals. By using the filter leads toggle when creating a custom multiple choice question, you can choose which responses would make a person a good fit for your business. You can do this by selecting which responses would make a person a lead and which responses would disqualify them and therefore mark them as not a lead. The people who you determine are not leads cannot submit their information. Instead, they are taken to a custom completion screen. So this is an awesome addition in my opinion, and I'm going to show you on my screen what this looks like in a minute. But one of the most common complaints I hear about Facebook lead ads is that it generates spam leads or that they're all unqualified leads. So this helps take care of that problem because you're not only setting up custom multiple choice questions for the leads to fill out, but you're actually telling Facebook on the back end, hey, if they choose answer B, that means they are not a good fit for my business, and you can just send them to the end screen after that. They don't need to fill out their contact information. Using a filtering question is beneficial when you want to focus on the people who are most likely to purchase your product or service. For example, if you are a realtor trying to sell homes, you may ask a question like, when are you looking to purchase a home? With answers of immediately, 3 to 6 months, 6 to 12 months, and 12 plus months. Because you want to focus on buyers currently in the market for a new home, you may disqualify any leads who will not be looking to buy for at least 6 months. And the last thing Facebook says there is to note that using a filtering question may increase your cost per lead, but the hope is that because you're going after qualified leads, the higher cost is worth it. So like I said, this is a great new feature, but if you remember, the link we clicked on in Ads Manager to get to this page said send a PDF as incentive for people to provide info. And this page shared nothing about PDFs. In true Nothing ever works perfectly on Facebook fashion. It seems that they've got the wrong thing linked there, but thankfully they do talk about PDFs and lead magnets on the next link. So let's look at that. It says qualify leads with custom completion sections. When you click on that, it takes you here where it says add a completion section to your instant form. When you create an instant form for your lead ad, you can add a completion section to keep people engaged with your business after they submit their information. You can customize the text and add one of 3 call to action buttons. View website, where you direct people to the website of your choice. View file, where you allow people to view a PDF, JPEG, or PNG directly from your instant form. Or call business, where you can encourage people to call your business directly from their mobile device. So if you're using a lead magnet in your ad to draw in leads, you can now attach it as a PDF or image at the end of the lead form in addition to sending it directly to their inbox. A lead magnet, of course, being something of value that your audience would want enough to give you their contact information for it. Something like a free ebook or a coupon code or a cheat sheet, etc. Facebook says to note that a PDF that fails malware scanning or contains incompatible features like embedded JavaScript, sound, animation, etc. will be rejected during ad review, so just keep that in mind. And then the third new way to use instant forms is to create branded forms with multiple info sections. That link takes us to this page, which says about instant form types. When you create an instant form for your lead ad, the default option optimizes for more volume. This type of form makes it easy for people to quickly submit their information on a mobile device, which often results in a larger number of leads. Lead volume may matter most if you're trying to build an email mailing list or look to pre-register people for a conference as an example. However, there may be times when you are more focused on securing very intentional leads for people who may be interested in a specific product or service, like booking a test drive at a dealership, for example. In this case, you may want to optimize for higher intent. The higher intent instant form has 3 distinct features: inline context under contact fields to indicate that your business may follow up, a review screen that gives people a chance to confirm their information, and a slide to submit button in the review screen. These extra features often result in more intentional submissions and prevent submissions from those people who are only marginally interested in your product or service. If follow-up or further qualification is required on each lead submitted, using a higher intent instant form may make more sense for your business. And note that a higher intent instant form will only be delivered to Facebook feed and Instagram feed on mobile devices. It will not appear on desktop computers. So if you've ever ran lead generation campaigns in the past, you may have run into a scenario like this. You received a lead who filled out your form on Facebook, so you follow up with that lead via email and phone call. You call them, they don't answer. You email them, they never email you back. So you follow up a few more times until they finally reply with, "Who is this? Please stop contacting me. How did you get my information?" Which is always super frustrating to hear, right? Because you're like, you filled out the form on my ad. You gave me your information. But clearly the lead doesn't remember doing that. I have seen that happen hundreds of times over the years with different businesses' Facebook ads, and the biggest reason is because their intent form was optimized for volume. It's important to remember that Facebook will autofill the information it can, such as first name, last name, email, etc. So if you're not giving your lead custom questions to answer that require them to type things out, they can accidentally fill out and submit your lead form without even realizing it, or not really remember filling it out because Facebook filled it out for them after they clicked on the ad. Facebook gave some good examples of when you would use higher volume versus higher intent, but for the most part, I would almost always recommend that you go with higher intent. And by the way, if you'd rather have a professional just handle setting all of this up for you, monitoring it, optimizing it, etc., to get you the most leads for the lowest cost, we do that for small businesses every day. So if you want to get a free quote, you can fill out our contact form. I've linked it below. Facebook also says you may want to create a more flexible and personalized instant form to focus on your target audience. In this case, you can select custom. A custom instant form will allow you to modify the color scheme to better match your brand identity, select images that are relevant to your cause, and add rich text to help provide additional context to your form. These features help focus on providing more context about your business or service, infuse more of their personality and brand, and potentially increase lead quality. To change the default option and add the review screen, choose the higher intent or custom option in the form type section while creating your instant form. I love this addition to the instant form because previously you couldn't really brand the form at all. And since you're already allowing leads to give you their information on Facebook instead of your website, you really want to brand that instant form to instill as much brand recall as possible. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, if that's a setback, why not just have leads fill out a contact form on your website to begin with? The biggest reason is trust. If you're a smaller business and the audience you're targeting has never heard of you before, they may be hesitant to click on the ad to your website. Because what if it's spam? What if it downloads all these viruses on their computer and all the things? Facebook bridges that gap in trust. It allows them to receive value from you and give you their contact information without ever leaving the trusted social media platform that they were already scrolling on. So those are some of the new ways Facebook says you can use their instant forms. Now let's go back to my screen. Once you've selected where you want to generate leads, you can scroll down to performance goal. You can choose to maximize the number of leads, where Facebook will try to show your ads to people most likely to share their contact information with you, or you can choose to maximize the number of conversion leads, where Facebook will try to show your ads to people most likely to convert after they share their contact information with you. I would advise going with the maximum number of conversion leads because we don't just want leads to stay leads, right? We want leads that are going to turn into a paying customer or client. If you do select conversion leads though, you'll want to integrate your CRM if you have one, which it will prompt you to do here. You can finish setting that up in Events Manager. After that, you can kind of set up your ad set the way you normally would, select a catalog if you want to promote your inventory of products or services in your ad, set up your daily budget, select the audience you want to target and the placements of where you want to run your ads, then tap next to the ad level. On this page, make sure you've got the correct Facebook page and or Instagram account selected, then scroll down to ad setup, or you can choose to create a new ad or use an existing one. Below that is the ad creative, where you customize how it will look in the different placements, insert your primary text, headline, description, call to action, etc. I'm kind of pushing through these parts fairly quickly so we can get to the lead generation specific components of this setup. But if you want a more stretched out tutorial on how to create Facebook ads in general, step by step, I'll link this video for you to check out next. So scroll down to where it says Instant Form. If you've never created one before, you can hit Create New Form, or if you have created and saved one before, it'll appear there as a draft that you can continue working on, or as a completed form that you're ready to use. To my knowledge, you still cannot go back and edit a form after you've finalized it. You can only edit existing forms saved as a draft, so double check all of your work as you're creating these. If you find a mistake in your form after you've published the form, you'll have to start from scratch creating it again. So I'm going to hit Create Form, and you'll want to name the form something recognizable to you. Your leads will not see the name of your form. You can see the form types we talked about earlier: more volume, higher intent, and custom. So you'll want to select the one that makes the most sense for you. Then click to the next section, Intro. You'll click through all these drop downs, fill out the prompts, and you'll see the preview on the right update in real time to show you what the form will look like to leads. For the background image, you can use the image from your ad if you want to provide some continuity for the lead between what they just clicked on to what they're viewing now, or you can upload your own branded image to start instilling that brand recall. I've seen both work. You'll just need to test and see which brings in more leads for you there. Now, for the headline text, I would use it to speak directly to your leads' desires. If you offered them a free ebook in your ad, this headline needs to say free ebook. They need to know that they're in the right place and that filling out this form will get them what they wanted. Now, the next section is questions. This is arguably the most important part of the instant form. This is where you can filter out unqualified leads. You've got custom questions and pre-fill questions. The pre-fill questions are ones Facebook is going to autofill like we talked about, so you want to add some qualifying custom questions in there. You can add multiple choice, short answer questions, conditional questions, or an appointment request. And remember, the multiple choice questions are the ones where you can filter out leads who choose an answer that you think disqualifies them. Just click the lead filtering toggle and click the categories at the top for sample questions, or add your own. Add your questions and provide the answer to the first response and choose the appropriate filter. You can choose either lead or not a lead and repeat the step for all possible answers to your question. Ensure that at least one answer is filtered as not a lead, and note that you cannot move your first question with the qualifying filter. As a best practice, it must always be located as the first question on the form. So for example here, if this person does not own a business, then they're not a good lead for us because that's who our target market is. small business owners. So I can add that as an answer, and if they pick it, it'll boot them from finishing the form essentially. So you can add as many questions as you want from there. I wouldn't get too crazy with it though, because you want to respect people's time. Too many questions may deter them from completing the form. But so long as you get their name, number, and email, as well as 1 to 3 custom questions answered, I think that's good. Then click through and put a link to your privacy policy, usually your website, along with any custom disclaimers you want to add. And then the end screen message for your leads, you can use the text here to reassure them that you will reach out to them shortly. Or if you promised a lead magnet, you can attach it on this screen by clicking View File or inserting it as a link, or you can remind them to check their inbox for it. Make it short, sweet, and clear. And keep in mind that if you set up lead filtering questions earlier, you can create a separate custom end screen for the disqualified leads that doesn't promise them anything. From there, hit Save as a draft if you want to come back and work on this later, or hit Publish if you're sure that there are no mistakes and you've got everything the way you want it. From there, you can publish your ad. Now, really quickly, I want to go back and select the new tailored lead generation method just to show you how it works. This will not take long. So if you create a new campaign and select leads, you can choose the tailored option. It says create your campaign in fewer steps using the tailored leads campaign. It's preset with built-in best practices to help you get more leads at the best value, which sounds good in theory. But when you click into it, it shows you what the preset settings are. This campaign includes the following preset settings. If you need to change these settings, you can switch to edit this campaign manually, which is how we just did it. But it says campaign objective, leads, bid strategy, highest volume, placements, Advantage Plus placements, and optimization for ad delivery leads. Beyond that, you set everything up like we just did. The only thing I don't like about the tailored campaign where Facebook makes all these decisions for you is that you don't get all the options you do in the manual campaign, like choosing conversion leads over regular leads, or where you want to run the ad as far as placements, etc. So while it may seem tempting to let Facebook do a lot of the grunt work for you in setting up the campaign, I would still choose to set it up manually because it gives you more control over the quality of your lead campaign. So you've got your lead generation campaign up and running and you're starting to get some leads, but how do you access them? Here's how to download leads from Facebook Ads Manager. Click on the Ads tab within your lead generation campaign and click on the name of the ad for which you wish to download leads data. In the results column, click on Facebook Leads. If there is not a link included in the results column, make sure you are looking at the Ads tab and not the Campaign or Ad Set tab. Click Use Leads Center, Download New Leads, or Download by Date Range. You'll click Use Leads Center if you want to see your leads data on Facebook. This can be a useful option if your organization does not use a CRM system and you need a centralized location to keep track of your leads. Click Download New Leads if you only want to download the new leads you've received since the last time you downloaded your leads, and click Download by Date Range if you want to download all leads you've received during a certain time period. After choosing this option, select the preferred date range and click Download. A screen will appear with the lead ad name and total leads count. Click CSV or XLS to download the file in your preferred file type, and note that lead information is only available on Facebook for 90 days and older leads cannot be downloaded. So we recommend you download your leads regularly. Facebook says the leads data that is submitted through your instant form can be downloaded via a CSV export from Ads Manager, like we just talked about. You can also download your leads from your Facebook page through your Facebook API or access them through an integrated CRM system. Downloading leads directly from Ads Manager is best for advertisers who created the lead ad from Ads Manager and do not have a CRM system integrated with Facebook. Now, if you've tried all that and it's still not working, here's what Facebook says to do in terms of how to troubleshoot your CSV file download in Ads Manager. If you can't access the CSV file, determine whether your Business Manager admin has customized leads access permission in Leads Access Manager. If no customization has occurred, only Facebook page admins can download leads. Other page roles won't be able to download leads. Reach out to your Facebook page admin for the correct access. Make sure that if your Business Manager admin has customized leads access permission in Leads Access Manager, you have the proper permissions. Only users assigned access permission can download leads. If Leads Access Manager has been customized, any page role can download leads as long as they have the correct permissions. Reach out to your Business Manager admin for the correct access. And note that business account roles are gradually changing. Instead of roles, we will describe people's access or the task that they perform. For instance, everything will replace business admin, basic will replace employee, and apps and integrations will replace developer. The access itself will remain the same. So let me know how these new lead generation campaigns work for you in the comments, and I will see you in the next episode.